The most important technology for you in 2020 is a good CRM. Not TikTok, not figuring out how to do boomerangs on Instagram or dialing in Facebook Live or a YouTube strategy. It's your CRM. Your CRM is your customer relationship software tool, management software tool. And what it is that it allows you to store and aggregate and manipulate all the accounts and the data points in your church or your ministry. And so it doesn't matter if you're a small church or a super large church, you need to be storing that information beyond just a Google Sheet or a Excel doc. One of my first ministries that I was part of, we actually would document individual students in our youth ministry in a Word doc, and we would create tables. And it was effective, but now this is 2020. There's better ways to do it. So two big reasons why CRMs are important to what you're doing online. First, CRM, a good CRM, a killer CRM will allow personalization, meaning most big companies, larger companies, they are aggregating all the things you're doing and they are trying to figure out who you are, and they can recommend next steps based off that information. Now, I know your church, you might be a church, under 200, or you go like, why is that important? Well, I want you to understand this is where technology is going. Things are recommended to us based off what you watch on Netflix and Disney Plus, and this is how people recommend things on Facebook ads and so forth. And even if you can't do it right now, even if your CRM doesn't know how to gather that information, even if you're not sure what you would do with that, understand in the next 10 years, personalization is so important, and having a good CRM that is at least gathering that. And the way that would work is that you would link your CRM to your website or to an app, for example, and there would be something called single sign-on where people can sign in with an account, and then when they log in, they can see things accordingly. And so have a good CRM that can gather that information, and then there's linked to a single sign-on. And again, if you can't do it right now, understand that's where things are going, and the software and the technology will become more affordable. Everything becomes more affordable over time. I saw this with live streaming. Live streaming 8-10 years ago was expensive, and now it's free with Facebook Live. And this is what we're seeing with personalization. It'll become more affordable and the tools will be easier. But you need to start aggregating what people are in some kind of account, some kind of data point. Like, you should be able to know how many times I've visited you, have I given to you in the last 24 months, what classes have I taken, what media have I consumed. Know that some of this can be tough with all the different ways, but a good CRM will allow you to actually start to aggregate some of that. So at least you have a snapshot, at least you know who I am. As a business owner, they would see this as they want to know the customer, and as a church, you want to know them because you want to pastor them, you want to shepherd them. The second big reason outside of just personalization is it allows you, the staff, the pastor, to actually care for individuals more effectively. Even, again, I've been part of small churches and big churches, and it gets hard caring for people right when you get beyond that 12-person model. I mean, Jesus, you just remember he had 12 disciples, and he only had so many in the inner. But how do you do this? Well, when people ask you something on the patio, or they message you, call you, text you, you don't want to just have to say, oh, I'm praying for you. You would love to know who they are. And a good CRM will give you a snapshot. You can either in a display or search, you can go, hey, I could see this person has been a member of our church for the last 5 years. They're part of a small group. They've given in the last year. That tells me that they know what's going on, and that allows you to properly respond to them. Good CRM will actually allow you to better care and shepherd for your individuals. I use a tool called Echo Global. It's not a CRM directly, it's actually a follow-up tool. But when people message us and send us stuff, I'm able to properly respond to them. And so I can see how many times they've asked for prayer. So instead of going, hey, I'm praying for you, I can say, hey, I've been praying for you the last 5 times. Hey, I saw that your mom was sick a year ago, last time you reached out. What's going on with that? That's where a CRM allows you to do this stuff. So both in the personalization and the better care, this is why CRMs are not a boring technology. It might be boring in the sense it's not innovative, but it allows you to do what you need to do better. Last thing, hack here, is that something that if you have a good CRM, you're able to manipulate your data. You're able to see what's going on. So, for example, if your church's methodology is that people watch, they become a member, they're part of a small group, and then they go on a missions trip, you could run reports and go, how many people are attending but haven't taken membership? How many people are members but aren't in a small group? And vice versa. And you can then send emails or get reports and call people and move people. But if that's just all in your head, or if it's not in a database, you can't do that properly. So I want to encourage you, embrace this very, very boring technology in 2020 and invest in figuring out how to have a good CRM.